All right, guys, we are finally talking about Sunshot, which actually received 2 buffs in this sandbox. Number 1, it was actually involved in the overall range buff that was handed out to hand cannons. And for something like Sunshot, especially Sunshot with its catalyst boosting its range, this hand cannon can now reach up to 32 meters before damage drop-off. It actually can secure the 3-tap up to 33 meters. But probably the most interesting thing that was included here in the sandbox was Bungie deciding to leave Sunshot as a 150 round per minute hand cannon. Matter of fact, it's stated right here, one exotic hand cannon will retain 150 rate of fire. We aren't going to leave it to speculation. It's beautiful. It does solar damage. It makes enemies explode. It's Sunshot. That's right, guys. The only hand cannon in the game that shoots at 150 rounds per minute is Sunshot. By the way, I know Rose was kind of like bugged there for a second. It was also shooting at 150 rounds per minute. That has since been corrected, right? Like, I think it's corrected. It was either disabled or corrected, you know, same thing, right? But Sunshot has what no other hand cannon can obtain anymore. And that is actually a crispy 0.8 second time to kill value. That's what gave lightweights and 150s in previous sandboxes such an edge. And for a while there, we actually thought we were going to be migrating to even faster time to kill values. Remember 600 round per minute auto rifles? They too would actually secure kills at 0.7 seconds. And had the trend continued, we would be living in a sandbox right now where everything would have actually sped up even more. But Bungie actually just pumped the brakes here and Beyond Light. And since migrating lightweights to adaptives, also decreasing the damage of weapons like 600 round per minute auto rifles, it's apparent Bungie is trying to stay in that 0.8 to 0.9 territory, which makes a difference. Trust me, clear reaction time, it makes a difference. So is Sunshot a force to be reckoned with, considering it has mathematically one of the best TTK values in the game, especially amongst hand cannons? Here's what's crazy. I want to say yes. Like, I want to tell you Sunshot is the best thing you've ever imagined. It's the most fantastic hand cannon that has ever graced us. Maybe it's because I'm in love with its exotic perk. The fact that not only does it have the ability to highlight targets, but it also fires explosive rounds, making it a hell of a dueling weapon. But then Sunblast. Oh, Sunblast. That trait. It's like Dragonfly on crack. And it doesn't require precision kills. It just requires the target to be killed by Sunshot. And this explosion results in multiple chains of explosions with Sunshot. Matter of fact, Sunshot can spawn war mod cells with, of course, the right mods, but that's the explosive capabilities of Sunshot. And when you combine this with the catalyst, which not only increases the range to 77, but simultaneously increases the stability to 70. This weapon on paper should be everything you would want in a hand cannon, but I'm here to bring up a point, a message about Sunshot and its capabilities. You see, a long time ago, this exotic hand cannon used to only have 8 rounds in a magazine. Used to have terrible range due to the overall range nerf handed out to hand cannons. So let us at least acknowledge the fact that Sunshot has come a hell of a long way. But I'm here to tell you, despite the weapon having a 0.8 second time to kill value, despite the weapon being one of the deadliest weapons in the game, and its dueling capabilities with explosive rounds is fantastic. It also flinches the hell out of enemies, especially enemies that are sniping. It is one of those weapons that could turn a fight mid-gunfight and overwhelm an enemy, but it requires something that has been lost in Destiny: aiming. Despite us playing a first-person shooter, I can tell you right now that for a while, many weapons, both new and old, that have graced us have kind of had a theme in common when it came to being the most meta weapons. And that was, they didn't require much on the aiming side of things. And when I say aiming, I'm talking about like weapons that just generally aim for you. Looking at you, Crimson. But the difficulty of the weapon was probably more of a deciding factor than the lethality of the weapon. And where Bungie got in trouble in previous sandboxes is when they gave a gun that was just super easy to use the best time to kill values. Y'all remember Hard Light earlier this year? Yeah? No damage fall off, a stability bump in its catalyst, a super deadly time to kill value, faster than any other weapon in the game. You get where I'm coming from? I could tell you right now, my experience with Sunshot is not that way. Before people jump up and think that Sunshot is just going to completely overtake the meta, it does require you to land your shots. And not just your shots, but 3 crits at that. Not only that, the weapon does have some funky recoil despite stability bumps from its catalyst, which the best way I could tell you in terms of managing that recoil is you almost want to just have this left crescent moon activity occurring. Like every time I shoot, I swing back down and to the left, ever so slightly. Like don't think of this gun as just spamming shots off, because you're gonna miss everything. Instead, finesse Sunshot's reticle. Make love to it if you must. I'm not joking. Some of you are like, what is he talking about? No, listen, it is a method. You mentally think about it, and before you know it, you're landing crits. Now, if you've got another method that works better for you, go right ahead. Me, I have to actually mentally think that I'm getting kind of sexy with Sunshot when I use it, and it's important. Now, if you're looking for more tangible ways to just make this exotic hand cannon better for you, just use targeting mods, like for real. Targeting mods got adjusted to the point that regular targeting mods are just as effective as enhanced mods were in previous seasons, and you can double stack this. I don't think that Sunshot needs anything like dexterity perks. The weapon already has superb handling at 92, but yeah, anything that can help you maintain shot to shot is a must-have here for Sunshot, whether you're a mouse and keyboard player or a controller player. Now, the weapon's AoE explosions are so beneficial in both PvE and PvP, and I can't tell you how many times that secures me doubles or even triple kills, and the fact that it spawns from just landing a kill versus a crit kill is amazing. But something to be said about Sunshot. Due to its funky recoil, I found that the weapon, when faced with weapons that are known to flinch the piss out of you, Sunshot performed very poorly, aka No Time to Explain. Dude, No Time to Explain has some ridiculous amount of flinch. Like, I don't know why we don't see more people use that gun, but every time I approach an enemy with No Time to Explain, especially if I'm rocking Sunshot and I get hit by a single burst, I'm out, man. I'm gonna reset that gunfight, get my health back, and try to grab a flank. Another hand cannon that was just outright annoying me was Ace of Spades. Now, Ace has a large amount of flinch that it deals just due to it having high caliber rounds. That was something that was annoying me, and it was something that would turn on me mid gunfight, and I found that in certain scenarios against Ace of Spades or even No Time to Explain, I would lose. The recoil on Sunshot does make correcting yourself mid gunfight much more difficult, which is why I think most people won't pick up Sunshot. But for the player that actually does perfect using this weapon, this has become my new favorite gun in the game. I want to get good with Sunshot because no matter what, if I land the first shot, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna win. And you could say that can be the same for other weapons, but not exactly. Considering that this weapon does have a 0.8 second time to kill value, it just outright outruns other weapon archetypes, especially other hand cannons. So 32 meters, that's what you're living with now with Sunshot. 12 rounds in the magazine, substantially better than what it originally was at 8. A stability and range catalyst, which greatly helped the weapon in its consistency, as well as the adjustment to hand cannon targeting mods, which I think is going to play a major role in making Sunshot an excellent hand cannon for you. And for my players that like to play Trials or are thinking of bringing a weapon inside of Trials, Sunshot is positioned to be a hand cannon that will always win your fights. There's a reason why Bungie moves so fast to disable Rose. It's a 150. It's more competitive. Understand what happened to hand cannons when it merged from 150s to 140s is very much a nerf. It just made up with it with a substantial amount of range. The fact that Sunshot is able to live with both worlds, both a hell of a lot of range and one of the best time to kill values, this weapon is positioned to be one of the best weapons in the game, but only for the skilled player. And I know some of us out there like to take on challenges, and this is definitely a hand cannon that is challenging to perfect and learn, but my god is it deadly. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of Sunshot. Are you enjoying this hand cannon? Do you still prefer others? I think overall, something that can be said about every hand cannon, or at least every exotic hand cannon, this is the first time that all exotic hand cannons, at least primary exotic hand cannons, are all viable in this meta, and that's actually pretty incredible. Whether it's Ace, Thorn, hell, even Lumina, Sunshot, Crimson, Last Word. About the only one we have not covered is actually Malfeasance, which I think might be next, as that weapon got a ginormous bump in its magazine size. For my players though that are looking to actually invest their time in a single skilled weapon, Sunshot is the gun for you. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.
Difference doesn't mean